Well, hello there. Everyone knows Pokemon, right? It's like the biggest franchise out there. Now, I'm a data pack creator that makes retro games inside of Minecraft, so it only makes sense I'd tackle Pokemon. But there is one small problem. Unlike my previous maps, Pokemon has a crazy stat system along with movesets for over 150 Pokemon, in case you weren't aware. That's a lot. So yeah, I've been scared to tackle Pokemon, but I feel I'm ready to give it a shot. However, because of the sheer scale, I'll be splitting this video into 2 parts. By the way, make sure you're subbed, because I make crazy maps like this every 2 to 3 weeks, and they take a lot of effort, so subbing is the most amazing way to support me. Okay, let's get started. Ground rules for the maps. No mods, no clients. This includes anything that needs to be downloaded besides the map itself, so no forge, no paper, no clients. I don't consider resource packs mods, but you need to download them, so I'll go with the alternative of world resources. Alright, cool, let's get started. So for the building, I throw all the Pokemon textures into a world to start building out the first route on my stream. I want to do more streams of making these maps in the future, so make sure you tune in if you want to see these projects made live. But after I wrap up the first stream, I have successfully made the first route. Few things to point out though. For these little hills, I made them stairs so you can walk up them on one side, but on the other side you just hit a wall. This is because making the entire MC world slanted would be very difficult, and I don't have the time for that. And when making some of these models, they kept giving these weird shadows, but thanks to someone in chat, I swapped out all the blocks to slabs to remove the shadows altogether. But with the models made, it's time to get to work and build the rest of the map. For this beta, I'm gonna build up to the first gym. Alright, this looks amazing, however it's time to make the Pokemon. But one quick thing before we do that. I'm assuming that if you're watching this video, you're a Pokemon fan. Great, me too. However, have you ever tried to log on to Netflix to watch the new Pokemon series to realize it's not there? This is because Netflix, for whatever reason, decides to block content in certain parts of the world. Don't worry though, because thanks to this video's sponsor, ExpressVPN, you won't need to worry about this problem at all. Just install ExpressVPN using the link I provide in the description for 3 free months, and you'll instantly be able to make your computer think it's anywhere in the world with 0 lag. And just like that, you can watch the Pokemon anime and any other region-locked shows no problem. ExpressVPN will also keep all of your data private and encrypted, so you won't need to worry about those pesky hackers trying to get your data. Reminder that the link is in the description and on screen, so get ExpressVPN today, and thank you to ExpressVPN for sponsoring this video. Now, there are so many Pokemon, so for this video, I'm only gonna make a handful. To speed up the process, I found these nano-block Lego-like things that were made for Pokemon, and there's some good models to start out with. So after modeling all these up, I then mimic the style to make a bunch more. Afterwards, for the player, I found this amazing model of Red on the internet made by Matthias H290, link in the description. I then port this into Minecraft. When it comes to animating the models, I had a few ideas. The one I decided to go with was having the idle, having one with one foot forward, and then mirroring that to have the other foot backwards. When played back to back, these create a pretty convincing walking animation. Since these aren't flat textures, I can't use the normal system I use to animate them, so instead I have a scoreboard that's constantly counting up and down to make it count as the frames. I then use this scoreboard to track what frame it is to play what model it needs to. And by doing this, I'm able to make any model animated. So I go ahead and apply this to red and create one for all the other Pokemon. Lastly, I decide to make a few models for their evolutions. I don't plan on making all of them in this because that's simply way too many models, however I made evolutions for all the starters. I'll definitely be revisiting this in the next video, so expect all of this to be completed by then. However, Pokemon's way too big to get done in one video. Now these models look great and all, but you actually gotta be able to play it. Instead of doing what I did in all of my previous videos where I gave the player potion effects to make it feel like the player, I have a different idea this time around. I wanted to make my own custom player controller from scratch. How am I gonna do that? Well, it's a long process, but I'll try to break it down. Step 1. Summon an armor stand. Step 2. Put a minecart on the armor stand's head. Step 3. Ride said minecart. Step 4. Use a data pack to track WASD movements inside the minecart. Step 5. Use these inputs to code movement. That's a lot harder than it sounds. But after setting that up, I coded in collision and boom. I built up the lab and added Pokeballs. I made it so whichever Pokemon you choose begins to follow behind the player. Afterwards, I add in a little menu that tells you what Pokemon you're about to choose and a yes or no option. Next up, I want to make it so you can battle Pokemon. This was tough though. I decided to start by adding a counter that counts every step you take in tall grass and resets to a random number every time it hits 0. I then made it so when it reaches 0, it'll store your location and teleport you to a white box and make the camera move around in slow circles. I didn't really like how the white box looked, so I decorated it to make it feel like a wild Pokemon battle arena. I really like how this turned out. I then added in text above each Pokemon to indicate their health. This looked awesome and I really liked how the battle system was looking. Now I just needed to code the functionality. I decided to start with the run button. If you press it, it'll remove the battle arena and send you back to the save location we entered earlier. This will only work 50% of the time. Then I wanted to make the fighting system. I was gonna add in all the moves, but then I remembered I only had 3 weeks to make this, so I decided I was only gonna make it so they can do tackle. This is gonna be a 2-parter, so you can expect more moves in the updated version. I made it so it plays a little animation when it attacks, and then the wild Pokemon will do the same. I then added in a random amount of damage to both yours and the enemy's Pokemon. If either Pokemon reached 0 health, that would end the battle, and if the enemy Pokemon was the one that was fainted, it would send you back to the tall grass, and if your Pokemon fainted, it would send you back to the start of the game. However, unfortunately, that's all the time I had for this map, so I'm gonna release a second part in 2 to 3 weeks, and this next part will have a map download, so make sure you're subscribed. It turns out only a really small percent of you actually are. If you enjoyed this video, I've made many others like it, so you can go check them out too. Okay, what are you doing here? Go watch them. Goodbye.